Today, I'm going to be talking about how to master the new Wraith since the update came out, and she's received so many changes. It's almost like trying to learn a completely new legend. It's been really hard breaking out of old habits, and I'm on the same boat as you guys. I have been struggling, but after many days of playing her, I think I've finally mastered Wraith. If you do enjoy today's video, spend a second to drop a like on today's video, and if you want to watch my streams, head over to my Twitch channel. I will be doing almost daily streams there. I can't promise any good gameplay. Skill-based matchmaking's been screwing me over lately, but the positivity will still be there nonetheless. So if we start off with Wraith's tactical ability, then we'll move over to the ultimate. Now, I found a way to master Wraith's tactical ability. Now, before, you could essentially panic the second an enemy starts shooting at you, and you'll instantly phase in 0.4 seconds, and then you can reposition somewhere much safer. But now, if you try and phase straight away, you have to wait 1.25 seconds until your phase is activated. Not only that, but during this 1.25 seconds, your movement has been slowed down by 20%, which means if you try and phase out in the open, then a good enemy will down you in them 1.25 seconds. This is something you want to avoid, and there's one way I've found which you can keep your momentum whilst going into the phase. Now, this is the slide jump slide technique, and if you're running out in the open and enemies start firing at you, if you press your tactical ability and slide at the exact same time, and then you jump halfway through the slide and then you go back into another slide, you can maintain momentum and also activate the phase at the same time. It's almost like you're running normally, and this will counter the slow movement that you have whilst your phase is activating, and whilst you go into that second slide, your phase would have already be activated. Now, a crucial thing on this slide jump slide technique is you want to be pressing that tactical ability button and your slide at the exact same time, and the first slide you do, you only want it to be a half slide. If you slide all the way and then you jump, you're going to lose that momentum. So if you do a half slide and then cancel it by jumping and then go back into a slide, your phase would have already been activated, and you're creating such a hard target for your opponents. Now, for all of you PC players out there, what you can do instead of slide jump slide is you can do a slide jump, and then instead of sliding at the end, you can do a bunny hop. Now, controller players, it's really hard to do bunny hopping, especially if you don't have the crouch button on holds. But for you PC players out there, you can do slide jump and then end it with a bunny hop, which will increase your momentum even more. But for all of you controller players out there, this works absolutely perfectly, and I suggest you go in firing range and try and get this knuckles down, because when you are being shot at in the open, when you're trying to run into the next ring, or you just have no cover next to you, you're going to want to do this quite often. And as you guys can see, I showed you an example of not using this technique and just pressing the tactical ability, and the 1.25 seconds just seems like an absolute lifetime, and you go so slow that any good player will have you downed within them 1.25 seconds. So be sure you get used to this technique, as it will come in clutch a few times. Moving on to how to use Wraith's tactical ability. Now, you want to be doing the opposite of what you've done before. Before, you would phase and then you would run into cover, but now you want to do the complete opposite. You want to run into cover and then you want to be phasing. Now, if you phase out in the open with no cover, as I said earlier, you're most likely going to be downed, or you're going to be dealt quite a lot of damage. So now it's a better trade-off actually running towards the closest point of cover and then being certain that you get that phase off, rather than activating your phase out in the open and possibly going down. Wraith now gets a 30% boost in her speed when she's in the phase, so you will definitely be able to get away from the enemy in most situations. So it's better taking the trade-off, running into cover and then activating that phase, because I've also been in the bad habit of using the old Wraith where I'm just spamming that tactical ability, and I've gone down so many times to the point where I've had to make the changes the hard way. The key part here when you're playing Wraith defensively and using her tactical ability defensively is causing a disconnection from the enemy, then activating the tactical. That is your goal here, and sometimes you don't even realize, but there is a lot of cover around you in most situations that can cause an immediate disconnection from the enemy. Take a look at this example here. As you can see, I've got no good cover around me, but with some quick thinking and fast reaction times, this little block right next to me helped me cause a disconnection from the enemy. And even if it's something so simple as this, that is better than just activating it with no cover at all. And although I was using bloodhounds, this is still a good example regardless. So now that Wraith's tactical has also received a buff as well, now it lasts 4 seconds instead of 3, and you also get a 30% boost in your sprinting whilst in the phase. This means that you can use Wraith very aggressively like you've never been able to do before. So the next time you're engaging gunfights against enemies, be sure to look out for opportunities that have height advantages, and if they're within 25 to 30 meters, then you can go for that repositioning by using Wraith's tactical ability. If they're more than, let's say, 25 or even 30 meters away, I wouldn't necessarily risk it, purely because you might be caught out running to that location. This rework that Wraith has had makes it very good to gain positioning, especially in height advantages. The next time you're engaging in gunfights against enemies, always look for new opportunities and see if there's anywhere you can gain positioning and gain that key advantage. So moving on to Wraith's portal, they've decreased the distance of placement by 25%. So when it comes to Wraith's ultimate ability, I would only use it in vertical situations. So for example, if you're on the roof of buildings, then you can place one portal on the top and place one on ground level, so you have that key height advantage, and you can also push enemies if you need to by going into the portal. The portal is now less about gaining distance but more about gaining control in key positions. I wouldn't even think about distance anymore when it comes to the portal, especially now Wraith's tactical ability lasts 4 seconds, and you've also got a movement boost as well in this latest update. It also means that Wraith's tactical can almost cover the length of a portal. How crazy is that? So your tactical will help you when you're trying to retreat from enemies on that ground level. So save your ultimate ability for them key situations where you've got a height advantage and you can maintain that height advantage whilst also going to the ground level when you need to. Roofs of buildings that are really hard to get to, or even mountains, are really good places where you can activate your ultimate ability. And even if there's not a situation to activate your ultimate ability, don't even try and waste it on just gaining distance, because you don't gain much distance using your ultimate. And I would save it for that key moment, because that key moment is definitely going to happen in one game of Apex Legends. I can assure you of that. There will be a situation where you wish you had your ultimate ability, but it's just not ready. So I just wanted to bring you guys a video on Wraith, because I know loads of you guys main Wraith, including myself, and my thoughts on Wraith right now, I still think she's a very top tier legend. In fact, I think she's currently still the best legend in terms of opportunities that she offers. There is no other legend that can gain repositioning without taking any damage at all other than Wraith right now, and I still think Wraith is king, or should I say queen, in this game. Let's be honest, us Wraith mains have been abusing her tactical ability as a get out of jail free card for far too long, so it's about time we got some sort of adjustment to Wraith. But nonetheless, I'm going to wrap this video up here. As always, if you enjoyed, be sure to scroll down, give this video a like to support the video further. Be sure you're subscribing, be sure you're checking out my streams on Twitch, all of that good stuff. And as always, I'll catch all of you guys out in another brand new Apex Legends video.